Welcome to Writing from the Reader's Perspective, Session 1. I'm Paul Heidemann at the College of William & Mary. First, readers expect that they'll learn whose story is it, who or what the sentence is about early in the sentence. Second, they expect that fairly early in the sentence there will be a backwards link, a transition backwards, something that tells them how this sentence connects to an earlier sentence, and they expect to find it early in the sentence. Third, they expect a forward lean toward where the sentence is going. That's the verb. And finally, they expect that whatever the writer felt was the most important information in the sentence, the most important new thing, is going to be what's called the stress position at the end of a sentence. So whose story is it? It's just the subject. And the forward lean toward where the sentence is going is just the verb. So why don't we just call them the subject and the verb instead of whose story and the forward lean? The reason we make that distinction is that the subject and the verb are grammatical terms that don't tell most of us what the function of that part of the sentence is. Whose story says that's who or what this story is about. And the forward lean, the verb for most of us doesn't convey information about what it's for, whereas forward lean tells us that that verb should give clues to the reader about where the sentence is going. So sentences easy for readers have the structure. Early, whose story is it? Early on, they will find out who or what this sentence is about. And they also have the structure with the forward lean, the verb, coming early after whose story. Sentences easy for readers also have the structure of a stress position, whatever the reader should stress right before the period. Where should you put supporting information that's less important, not stress-worthy, but is necessary for the sentence? That should be after whose story, after the forward lean, and before the stress position. Finally, somewhere early in the sentence, in the region of A and B, if you can get it there, should be a backwards link, a connection to earlier text. The backwards link could be whose story, it could be the forward lean, and it can be something a little bit later. Usually it's something related to whose story or the forward lean. Let's go through some examples in which we analyze sentences to identify whose story, the backwards link, forward lean, and the stress position. Notice that all of these sentences have more or less the same information. The pie smashed John in the face. Mary smashed John in the face with the pie. John's face suffered under Mary's pie attack. John suffered severe injuries as a result of Mary's pie attack. And defendant maliciously and without provocation smashed the pie into the plaintiff's face. First, whose story? In the first sentence, it's about the pie. It's the pie that smashed John in the face. In the second sentence, Mary smashed John in the face. In this case, it's Mary's story. Third sentence, it's Mary's story. John's face. Now it's John's story, not his face. It's John's story. And finally, in the last sentence, it's the defendant. The defendant, maliciously and without provocation. We can't identify the backwards link because we don't know what came before each of these sentences. So let's move on to the forward lean, the verb. The pie smashed John in the face. If you think about it from the perspective of a reader, they don't yet know what's coming. So they read first the pie smashed. This sounds violent. The pie smashed. Smashed what? John. Where? In the face. So what's stressed is it smashed John, not on the leg, not on the side, in the face. In this next one, whose story is it? Mary's. What about Mary? Mary smashed. That's a good forward lean. We know something aggressive is coming up. Smashed what? John. Still sounds pretty bad. In the face. Sounds even worse. With a pie. Maybe not so bad. John's face suffered. So the forward lean now is something different. It wasn't that he was smashed. It was that he suffered from something. Again, John suffered and smashed. What about the stress position? In the first one, it's in the face. Where was he smashed? It wasn't in the leg or the knee, it was in the face. In the next one, it was with the pie. It's the pie that we want to stress. It wasn't a baseball bat, it was a pie. In the third one, it was John's face. Now it's the fact that it's John's face. The next one, by the pie. And in this next one, the stress position is by Mary. Maybe there's some reason why we wouldn't have expected Mary to smash John's face with a pie. It's not somebody else, it wasn't some inanimate object, it was Mary. The next one, under Mary's pie attack. Mary's pie attack. And in this last one, it's the plaintiff's face. Maybe John is suing Mary because he suffered some facial damage. I want to give you a little bit more to think about on stress positions. Readers tend to assume that the last part of the sentence holds the important new information. That's why there is a stress position. These sentences all contain similar or even the same information, but what you as a reader identify as the important new information can be different. What would you expect the next sentence to be about? What might you expect to follow given what's in the stress position? So I'll give you some thoughts on this for now, and later we'll make it more complicated. So the pie smashed John in the face. That's within the stress position. And so maybe blueberries dribbled down his chin. Mary smashed John in the face with the pie. The pie smashed John in the face. Eyes closed. John staggered. This sentence makes sense because eyes closed in this case is a backward link to his face. Pie smashed John in the face. Eyes closed, backward link, John staggered. Mary smashed John in the face with the pie. Blueberries dribbled down his chin. We've stressed it was with the pie, and we go on to talk about blueberries dribbling down his chin. Jump down to the last sentence, defendant maliciously and without provocation smashed the pie into the plaintiff's face. We wouldn't be surprised to read, plaintiff suffered facial injuries and is seeking compensation for medical costs.